This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Monday. I'm Rebecca Vargas along with John Scalzi. Don has the day off today.
He does.
Yes.
Good for him.
So it was a good weekend overall.
I thought so.
Not much rain at all.
No, it was
bit.
pretty dry. Very warm though. It's really hot.
Definitely doesn't feel like September should, right?
No. Temperatures in the mid 90s. I think we'll start to notice our rain chances going up though, and so that'll cut through some of the heat. But it's also going to lead to a couple of sloppy days. It looks like. Yeah, I think so. Rain chances beginning to increase as moisture returns to the Suncoast. You can kind of make that out here on Titan radar, even though we don't have any rain showers locally at the present time. Our rain chances will be going up today as we watch those showers to the south of us begin to lift a little further to the north into our neck of the woods, increasing rain chances to about 60% this afternoon. And guess what? It goes up from there. We have a chance of a really wet day tomorrow. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Well, we're not dealing with any wet roadways this morning. It looks like out of Palmetto, those bridges there are nice and clear. The interstate also moving along, 41 301. Pretty clear this morning into Sarasota. No crashes so far on our roadways. Looks like 41 and the arteries out to 75 are clear in Sarasota. And as you head down into Venice and Northport, we're just seeing the same story. So it looks good on the roadways. 41 and the interstate are a good go. Well, topping our news this morning, a weekend of remembrance as people all across the Suncoast gathered to honor the 15th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. ABC 7's Kate Flexter spoke to those who experienced the tragedy firsthand and has their story.
For many, September 11th, 2001 is hard to forget. For those like Rory McConnell, it's impossible.
See the towers in flames was devastating. When they were building them, I was a kid, and every time we went through the city or near the city, you were always looking at the towers going up.
The Sarasota resident worked as a corrections officer in New York City at the time and was assigned to help the medical examiner's office in the days that followed. But above all else, he remembers the city's resilience and kindness.
The supplies that came in from all the schools, all the kids putting their names on bottles of water, just simple things,
For Manhattanite Norm Schimmel, those simple things stood out the most. For some, he says 9/11 was just a day, but for New Yorkers, it was months, even years.
People walked around like zombies. The only thing you did is if you saw a first responder or something like that, or you immediately went into a store and got a bottle of water and brought it out to them.
He recalls the deafening silence that followed when the city constantly in motion came to an eerie halt.
The amount of sirens day and night was the only thing that broke the silence. And you couldn't walk any place without seeing pictures of people saying, have you seen this person, because of the non-acceptance of death or not wanting to accept death.
Today, kids are learning about the Twin Towers in history books. And for Schimmel and McConnell, who lived it, the challenge becomes making sure that even generations who can't remember the day never forget.
That's 15 years isn't anything. This is going to be forever.
I think it's an important thing in our nation's history to understand and never, ever happen again.
Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Kate. Well, one of the most attended memorials this weekend took place at the Sarasota National Cemetery's Patriot Plaza. First responders, local leaders, and families impacted by the attacks gathered for the Standing with Our Fallen commemoration ceremony. Before the service, individuals were invited to adopt a victim and represent them in the audience during the Sarasota County Fire Department's tolling of the bells. Special commemorative coins were minted to mark the occasion and were presented to Sarasota's first responders, veterans, and active duty military. And people from all around the world are in New York City to honor the lives lost at the place where those attacks took place. Guest speakers at the New World Trade Center read the names of all 2,996 people killed on the September 11th, 2001 date. Friends and family spoke about the heroism of their loved ones who died in those attacks.
Lives on September 11th. Thank you, Wells, for the gift of your final hour.
I'm 15 years and 3 months old. Though I only knew you for 3 months, I feel like I've known you forever.
Family members of some of the victims say the day never gets easier, but that it's so important to pass on their loved one's legacy. Well, back here on the Suncoast, some honored the anniversary through giving blood at a blood drive in Lakewood Ranch. Donors received patriotic T-shirts and other items from sponsors involved, including several local restaurants and organizations.
15 years ago, we were actually in Frewsburg, New York when 9/11 happened, and saw a lot of weird things that day, so I figured, hey, might as well finally donate something.
I can't believe that it's been 15 years. I remember exactly the day, what I was doing, and it just seems so long ago and far away now, and I just wanted to do something to kind of, have a memory of it and do something nice to support the day.
While the event was primarily to honor 9/11 victims, it was also an effort to bring the community together in promoting selfless acts of kindness. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is looking for a suspect involved in a deadly shooting in Bradenton. Deputies responded to reports of a shooting yesterday morning in the 5800 block of 11th Street East. Upon arrival, they found Ernestine Gardner laying in the front yard of a home. Gardner later died at Blake Medical Center. Witnesses say they overheard an argument before the shooting, but no arrests have yet been made. Anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers. Kristen Burry, the convicted mother of baby Chance Walsh, has died in jail. According to a report released by the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, Burry was found unconscious in her cell at the county jail just after midnight Saturday morning. Staff started life-saving measures at the jail and then transported Burry to Sarasota Memorial Hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office and the Medical Examiner's Office have both opened investigations into her death. Burry was serving a 25-year sentence for her role in the murder of her 9-week-old son, Chance Walsh. She had signed a plea deal to testify against Joseph Walsh at his murder trial in November. Detectives say the initial investigation into Burry's death does indicate a suicide. A small group in Palmetto is honoring the lives of 2 brothers murdered at a convenience store last September. A candlelight vigil was held last night for the Youssef brothers. Kassem and Ferris were recovering a shift at their family's Snappy's Mart convenience store when they were shot by an intruder. Organizers say the ceremony was about taking a moment to let the family of the victims know they have not been forgotten.
I couldn't not come out. I just remember when this happened a year ago. I just couldn't get my head around this type of a crime and the senselessness of it. And I feel the only thing you could do now is help support the family.
It's important because this tragedy happened in our community a year ago, and it commemorates 9/11 as well. And what we want to do is continue to show this family that experienced this horrific crime that we are here for them as a community.
The killer, Devin Chandler, was eventually arrested and charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Sarasota County officials are now assessing the damage from Hurricane Hermine. Environmental staff say that Siesta Key saw the most damage, with significant dune and beach erosion from all the heavy rainfall and flooding. They reported 5 to 10 feet of dune erosion, as well as loss in vegetation and erosion along Turtle Beach. Lido Key also saw some erosion with recent storm surges, but officials say the sand has remained in the area of the beach. Other local beaches made it through with minimal long-term damage. County officials estimate Hurricane Hermine caused up to $691,000 in wind or water damage to 31 properties across the county. Well, the growth in Sarasota County will be a topic of debate today at Square One Burger and Bar. Panel discussion will be held at the restaurant beginning at 6:45 tonight to go over the economic development and urban growth of the county. The panelists include the director of the Film Commission for Sarasota County, an assistant professor of design and urban planning, a candidate for the City Commission, and the president of Control Growth Now. This discussion is free and open to the public, and it's being hosted by the Aspiring Writers Meetup. In Manatee County, a job fair will be held today to fill open positions at several companies and local agencies. About 30 employers and agencies will be on hand to discuss potential opportunities with job seekers. Last year's hiring fair brought in 400 job seekers, and 40% of those had interviews. The job fair will take place from 1 to 4 at the downtown Central Library. Job seekers should bring a copy of their resume on a USB drive and dress in professional attire. Several nonprofit groups in Manatee County now have a little extra funding with the help of some grants from the Lakewood Ranch Community Fund. Over $82,000 was divided up among 24 groups within the community, and some of the funding was made possible through General Electric, which donated 1% of the cost of appliances sold in Lakewood Ranch to the fund. Some of the groups that received grants include Bashaw and Braden River Elementary Schools, Visible Men Academy, local food pantries, and the Humane Society of Lakewood Ranch. Well, a popular workout spot downtown, the Babe Weiler branch of the YMCA, has announced they're closing their location on Main Street. ABC 7's Rick Adams has the story behind this announcement, which for many comes as a surprise.
In just a few short weeks, the doors will be closing here at the YMCA in downtown Sarasota. YMCA officials tell us the rents are just too high here. These workouts will soon come to a complete halt at the Babe Weiler YMCA on Main Street. In early October, this popular gym will be silenced. Many members are upset about the news.
It's sad because, you know, we've kind of gotten really close and there's a lot of great people that go here.
I'm shocked. I didn't find out until yesterday, and I mean, this has been my home every Saturday for so long, and I just love it here.
YMCA officials tell us why the decision was made to close this Y location in the main plaza, and they say it's strictly financial.
The higher rents downtown, we've had some declining revenues, and also just not knowing what's going to happen to this particular building has really caused a lot of uncertainty.
One business that's in the same building as the Y is Saul's New York City Delicatessen. Saul Shanker, one of the partners in the business, says he's sorry to see the Y closing. He tells us he's okay with the rent where he is because of the location.
Moving here enhanced my business incredibly. This is a very upcoming area, this side of Main Street.
This YMCA is planning on combining their services and classes with the Berlin branch location, which is just east of the downtown area. The doors will officially be closing at this Y on October 7th, so you do have a few more weeks to get those workouts in here. Reporting from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. That is sad for some people. You know, when you find a gym, it's like your home and your friends there, so that is really tough. But
a lot of people
can relocate.
work downtown too.
Yeah.
I think, you know, kind of ducked out during during lunch hour, did a little exercising.
Yeah, that is true. It was very convenient. So
yeah,
hopefully something new will come in.
I hope so, because that was a nice little anchor point for downtown. We are watching, speaking of anchor points, you may need a boat as we head into the next couple of days. Rain chances are really going to start increasing, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
All right, also coming up, more questions about presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's health are raised by opponent Donald Trump after Clinton falls ill during a ceremony yesterday. We have that story coming up.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
1-800-350-9872.
Since 1928, Kerastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Kerastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose big time. Luckily, You can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, current air temperature coming in at 78 degrees is another sticky day, which we would expect at this time of year. 71 degree, the dew point, the dew point number is going to be going up over the next several days. We have a little area of low pressure that's advancing into our area. That'll take our nighttime temperatures, maybe lift them up a little bit as well. 76 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, Parrish, Bradenton, 75 Mayaca City, 77 in Northport, 78 in Venice, Inglewood at 77, Longboat Key at 80 degrees already. We have across the region increasing easterly flow. It brought us kind of a round of showers yesterday. Those are now well out in the Gulf, at least that little impulse with the land breeze. But you can see the shower activity is generally in a east to west motion. That's not going to change. We'll continue to watch that easterly wind flow across the state, bring us those showers building in inland areas and then drifting back toward the coastline. The thing that will change is the number of showers that we get and how much moisture is going to be available in the atmosphere to produce rainfall. So our rainfall numbers, the amount of moisture that we're going to see precipitated out, how much rain we get in the rainfall bucket is going to be going up over the next several days. Quiet right now across the area. Don't expect anything in the way of rain showers tomorrow. Your morning commute, that looks pretty good. Kick off the work week in a pretty fine fashion. But if you look back to the south and to the east, you'll notice this kind of cluster of showers. It's producing some fairly heavy weather over the Bahamas. That is gradually drifting in this direction and will lift up right through central Florida as we head into the next 24 hours. It's not the only thing in the tropics. There's another area of disturbed weather well back to the west, but that one is really not a threat to us, or back to the east rather, not a big threat to us. And in fact, it will generally head west and then curve back out into the open Atlantic. More on that in a few minutes. A couple areas of high pressure, between them a little bit of a weakness. That's where that little area of low pressure at the surface will lift northward, and it will produce a fair amount of rainfall across the entire deep south. But particularly, I think, over the state of Florida, where we could pick up maybe over the next several days 4 inches of rainfall. Forecast calls for west movers, a drier weekend, and the nature of the storms should be non-severe. If you're looking for severe weather, you got to go back into the center part of the country. Otherwise, across our region, we're looking for more typical kind of Florida thunderstorms. Watch the rainfall futurecast. Even though they're typical Florida thunderstorms, they will be at times heavy. This evening during drive time, you'll see them line up against the coast. But tomorrow, I think some of those storms that do build will be even stronger and produce some fairly heavy rainfall. So the total rainfall accumulation for Tuesday into Wednesday could be as much as 4 inches in some locations. So a pretty good dousing of rainfall to start off your work week. East wind comes in at about 10 knots for you boaters this afternoon and into the evening hours. Pretty decent day today, though we will see rain showers around. Tuesday and Wednesday, 70% chance for showers. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute right now at 519, still looks like those Palmetto bridges are clear. So is the interstate. Little hot spot on 41 northbound as you approach Cortez Road, but no accidents to slow you down this morning. As far as Sarasota roadways, those are clear at this point as well. And as you head into Venice and Northport, I'm not seeing any issues, no delays. there on 41 or the interstate. Well, running is a passion for many, but here on the Suncoast, you can do it year-round. Runners can feed that passion for running even in a new half marathon taking place in Bradenton next month. ABC 7's Don Brennan has the details.
The DeSoto Historical Society puts on many charitable events here on the Suncoast, but Executive Director Ray Nacestro was looking for something to fill their fall calendar. Now, he's the race director for the new Bradenton area half marathon.
It was quite a collaboration, yes. We worked with the Tourism Development Council from Manatee County, the City of Bradenton, City of Palmetto, and we looked at and several other options, and we thought the half marathon was the best fit.
There have been many half marathons and marathons on the Suncoast, and there still are a few, but none that puts the focus where the society wanted it, smack dab in the middle of Bradenton.
We don't have one officially in Bradenton, and just recently the Suncoast Half, which is the only one in Manatee County in the Lakewood Ranch area, was canceled. So we are the only Bradenton proper half marathon.
So it is a nice way to bring the community together and a marketing tool for area businesses as well.
In October, the farmers market will be coming back. So we will be emptying the half marathon right into the farmers market and introducing our businesses down there.
The race will also highlight how beautiful Manatee County is. Sometimes Sarasota gets all the publicity and Bradenton doesn't want to be outdone.
So we start in downtown Bradenton, which is of course beautiful. We head over the Green Bridge into Palmetto. We make a nice loop in that area, and then we get into the Riverview Boulevard area in downtown Bradenton, which is of course heavily shaded. It's along the river, and it's just a really nice route for our runners.
Yes, the stars in all of this, the runners. They had a say in how this race was designed.
We asked runners prior to putting on this race, what were they interested in? What did they want to see? We want a good course, we want a great t-shirt, we want a unique medal, and we want a free beer at the end of the course. And I think having Darwin create a free beer and having Michelob Ultra on site is really going to bring something extra.
Since it is a DeSoto Historical Society event, it wouldn't be complete without its merry band of marauders.
Absolutely. The big boat is actually going to be our stage. So yes, the boat will be there. We're actually bringing in some of the Manatee players. Volunteers are going to be out there dressed in different types of characters.
Looks like a lot of fun, but in Sarasota, the water ski team, the Skiarees, are back on the water. Their first Sunday afternoon show of the new fall season kicked off this weekend. The team has been a staple in Sarasota entertainment since 1957. The group will be performing in the Sarasota Bay near Ken Thompson Park every Sunday now at 2 p.m. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, airlines now cracking down on Samsung Galaxy phones following a new FAA recommendation. We'll have the latest on the dangers of this phone.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota Bradenton Airport on US 41.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been providing patent referrals, preparing ideas, and submitting to companies for more than 30 years.
I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-881-6805.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Temperatures on the Suncoast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Welcome back. It is 5:24. Now Samsung urging owners to turn off the Galaxy Note 7 as airlines step up efforts to make sure passengers are not using the smartphone. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, Samsung stock opens trading today at its lowest level in 2 months.
The plunge comes after the company issued a blunt warning about its new Galaxy Note 7 smartphone catching fire. Several airlines are telling passengers not to use the phone on board or to store it in checked bags.
Electric car maker Tesla is upgrading its autopilot feature, which has been linked to at least one deadly crash.
Autopilot uses cameras, radar, and sensors to steer vehicles. The automatic software update will be available in a week or two. And MIT has a new spin on the phrase, never judge a book by its cover.
Researchers have invented a device that can actually read individual pages right through a cover. The camera can read up to 9 sheets of paper without flipping a page.
And teens with diaries everywhere are now
a lot of parents
very panicked. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day, everybody.
Your body was made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis. Before you and your rheumatologist move to another treatment, ask if Xeljanz is right for you. Xeljanz is a small pill for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz can reduce joint pain and swelling in as little as 2 weeks and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, lymphoma, and other cancers have happened. Don't start Xeljanz if you have an infection. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz, and monitor certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you are in a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Xeljanz can reduce the symptoms of RA, even without methotrexate, and is also available in a once-daily pill. Ask about Xeljanz XR.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. This hurricane season, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour quality selection of new and pre-owned vehicles.
See more for your trade.
See more savings.
It's the Buick 2016 model year sale down. Now get 20% below MSRP on select Encore models in stock. That's nearly $5,000 below MSRP on the 2016 Buick Encore.
See more now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the health of the candidates is now coming into question on the campaign trail. We have the latest. Plus, changes on the way for Tesla following a fatal crash involving the car's autopilot system. And the anticipation grows for a new season at the Van Wezel. We'll take a look.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas, along with John Scalzi, who loves these type of cars. I know.
Oh, the technology car. Yes.
Autopilot, though. See, I was first worried when they came out with the TV screens in cars that you had to, back out. I'm like, you can't trust that. Now, autopilot, forget it.
Yeah, the biggest thing that concerns me about those screens in cars is the distraction. I mean, what's the difference between that and fiddling with your cell phone, really?
Thank you.
know?
I agree.
I don't know. But the autopilot thing.
They got to work out the quirks.
Once they get that worked out and ironed out.
You think so?
I'm in.
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust it, but
I think it'll be great down the road, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Speaking about down the road, you don't have to go too far down the road to see showers in progress across the Suncoast. That's going to happen later today. Yeah, we'll have some showers around as that moisture that you see over on the other coast begins to advance into our area. But there's another area of disturbed weather on the way that promises us several wet days this week. We'll be talking about that coming up in just a few. A 60% chance of rainfall a little bit later on today. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute this morning at 5:32, looks like out of Palmetto, we're still seeing some smooth roadways there on the bridges. The interstate also clear. Looks like 41 and 301 are moving along pretty well. A couple hot spots at some intersections, but nothing to slow you down. No accidents so far as you head into Sarasota. Looks like the arteries out to 75 are clear. The interstate is clear all the way into South County, and 41 is a good go at this point in the morning. Well, topping our news this half hour, after falling ill during yesterday's September 11th ceremony in New York City, doctors have diagnosed Hillary Clinton with pneumonia. The incident comes as rival Donald Trump has attempted to call Clinton's health into question. ABC's Lana Zach has the latest from Washington.
This video is igniting calls for the presidential candidates to release more comprehensive health records. As you can see here, Hillary Clinton appears to stumble, her Secret Service detail lifting her up and into her van. Just before Clinton had been attending the 9/11 memorial ceremony at Ground Zero.
And we were standing for about an hour and a half, in one place, and that could be in a very stifling heat. It was very, 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 very hot.
That's when her campaign says Clinton became overheated and dehydrated. She was taken to her daughter's apartment nearby. A few hours later, Clinton emerged.
How are you feeling, Secretary? Feeling great.
In a statement, Clinton's personal doctor said she was diagnosed with pneumonia on Friday. She was put on antibiotics and advised to rest and modify her schedule.
There are many different types of pneumonia. Some are very serious, some are mild, and some are even contagious. It's not clear exactly what kind she has, but clearly it hasn't been serious enough to keep her off the campaign trail.
But there have been questions. A coughing fit in Ohio last week and a concussion following a fainting spell in 2012, making Clinton's stamina the subject of Donald Trump's attacks.
She doesn't have the strength or the stamina.
The latest ABC News Washington Post poll showed Trump is gaining support among likely voters. Now neck and neck in key states, Clinton at 46% with 41% for Trump.
Trump had previously called on Clinton to release a more thorough health record, even though he himself had not done so. He said he would if Clinton did. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
In other national news, as the deadline nears for a new spending bill to keep the government from shutting down, President Obama is meeting with the top leaders in Congress today to discuss funding. The White House is also working with lawmakers to reach a deal to fund the fight against the Zika virus. Obama's priorities for a lame duck session of Congress may also be on the table at the White House this afternoon. Obama invited the GOP leaders, House Speaker Paul Ryan and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and their Democratic counterparts, House Democrat Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Democratic leader Harry Reid to meet with him. Meanwhile, the fight against Zika is getting a stark and shocking assessment from the head of the Center for Disease Control. Dr. Thomas Frieden is telling Congress that if they do not act now on Zika funding, the financial consequences could last decades. He said by the end of the month, the CDC will be out of money to respond effectively, and that means more men, women, and children impacted by the virus.
In the coming weeks and months, we will see, unfortunately and tragically, many more babies born in Puerto Rico and in the continental U.S. with microcephaly and other birth defects.
This is obviously an issue we're going to have to resolve this month.
There are 56 locally transmitted cases of Zika in South Florida. Despite all of the spraying, the city of Miami has announced a fourth mosquito pool tested positive for infected mosquitoes in Miami Beach. Looking ahead to November, a public discussion will be held today on county and state amendments that will go up for a vote in the general election. The League of Women Voters will host this discussion about proposed amendments to the state constitution, as well as changes to the solar co-op program. The meeting is free and open to the public, and it will also be recorded and posted on the Sarasota County Council of Neighborhood Action's website. The meeting will begin at 7 o'clock at the Sarasota Garden Club this evening. Orlando officials are pushing to keep aid in place for those affected by the Pulse nightclub massacre. The city council has voted to pay the Orlando United Assistance Center over $120,000 to remain staffed through early November. Officials say they want to keep the center open for at least 3 more years even. The center offers grief counseling, rent assistance, and other services to families of the 49 victims killed in the attack. A Florida teenager arrested earlier this year for practicing medicine without a license is in legal trouble once again. Malachi Love Robinson is now under arrest in Virginia, facing charges for identity theft and fraud after he attempted to buy a luxury car. Sheriff's officials say Love Robinson told deputies he came to Virginia to buy a car for himself and another for his godmother. They say the elderly woman with Love Robinson didn't know she'd been listed as a co-signer on the loan application for that car. Well, following several reports of accidents, Tesla is now making more changes to its autopilot systems. The company's CEO says the cars will now rely more on radar instead of cameras. The radar system will also use more advanced signal processing. The changes come after a crash in May involving a Tesla car with autopilot features left a driver dead after the car hit a tractor trailer. Tesla says the changes will dramatically reduce the number and severity of crashes involving Tesla vehicles. The Van Wezel celebrating the beginning of its season. Tickets for more than 100 of its upcoming events are now on sale. The shows range from live bands and musicals to comedies, and hundreds came out Saturday to be among the first to get their tickets at the box office.
This is the best turnout we've had so far to date. Every year we just keep getting better and bigger, and we're really stoked that everybody comes out and has a great time.
We just moved here last year from Chicago. We went to a few shows last year and really enjoyed it. And so we're looking forward to going to a couple more shows this year.
Performers this season include Melissa Etheridge, the Beach Boys, Jay Leno, Michael Bolton, and Kristen Chenoweth. Some repeats that we had last year, too. So obviously they were popular, and the Van Wezel is such a nice theater.
Great venue.
It's an intimate theater, but you can see so many of these headlining stars, too.
Yeah, I hear a lot of performers love playing there, too, because, you know, it has kind of an intimate feel to it. Good stuff here on the Suncoast.
Yes, it is. So nice.
Some showers coming our way over the next several days. Some of it kind of heavy, I think, at times. So it looks that way. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Also coming up in health news, due to the type of insurance you have, or does the type of insurance you have, rather, determine whether your doctor recommends unnecessary tests. We'll have more on this new study coming up in Health Smart.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been providing patent referrals, preparing ideas, and submitting to companies for more than 30 years.
I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-881-6805.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature comes in at a sticky 78 degrees, 78 degrees. I wish it was 68 degrees, right? 78 degrees. Dew point is at 71. We have a northeast wind coming in at about 5. We'll watch that northerly wind kind of give way to a more easterly wind, or at least favor an easterly wind as we head into the next 24 hours or so. We have 76 in Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca, 77 in Parrish, Bradenton, Venice, Northport, Inglewood, 74 degrees in Punta Gorda, 79 degrees Longboat Key. Lots of moisture across the region. We didn't have a lot of shower activity around here over the last couple of days. You know, we had a few scattered showers around that moved from inland areas toward the coast over the last 24 hours, and that's what we'll see again today. Daytime high temperature yesterday hit 95 degrees because of, well, there's a couple of things. One, the big ridge of high pressure sits over us, but also kind of a lack of those cooling showers, plus they started a little later in the day. We'll see the showers build in inland areas later on today and kind of drift toward the coastline once again. I think today we might see a few more clouds around. That could also help to kind of trim down the daytime high temperatures a few degrees. Quiet right now on all area roadways. So you take a look at the satellite imagery and your eye is kind of drawn, I think, to this cluster of showers that's closing in on the coast of Florida. That is some deep tropical moisture which is lifting in this direction. That will elevate our rainfall chances. There's also another tropical wave that we continue to watch. Has some pretty good chances of developing, actually. But the good news is it stays out in open waters of the Atlantic, bothering no one. So we're glad about that. Double barrel high pressure ridge with a weakness between those two areas. That allows for this little trough of low pressure at the surface that's producing rainfall right now in the Bahamas to lift northward and give us a little bit more moisture to work with in our atmosphere, increasing our rain chances kind of dramatically, I think, over the next couple of days. It looks like Tuesday into Wednesday will probably be the wettest period, of the work week. And rain chances then could be 70% or even better at times, with a more kind of continuous rainfall coming in waves, but nevertheless, kind of a wet and soggy day. For today, expect those afternoon showers to build in the afternoon and advance in our direction. Tomorrow, the rains return, and it could end up being anyway, especially the second half of the day, Tuesday and into Wednesday, kind of a wet and sloppy period. West moving storms coming at you from the west, moving out, or coming at you from the east and moving out into the Gulf waters. And then, hopefully, if everything works out as planned, we'll have a little bit drier weather for the weekend. Won't get rid of rain showers entirely, but maybe we'll trim them back just a little bit. Rain chances include your standard kind of thunderstorm activity. Don't expect to see any of these be severe weather events, this rainfall, but it could produce a fair amount of rain. Rain showers this afternoon line up along the coast, move out into Gulf waters, coming at you from east to west. And then tomorrow, I think perhaps some periods of more intense rainfall, particularly for inland areas, where you could get as much over the next 3 days or so, as much as 4 inches of rainfall. East wind comes in at about 10 knots this afternoon. Pretty nice day for boating. Just watch those afternoon storms. We'll go with about a 60% chance of showers today, and then 70% for Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe even higher than that. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll trim back those rain chances a little bit. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as our maps this morning, looks like traffic is moving along in Manatee County. Palmetto bridges are still clear, so is the interstate. No slowdowns there. Looks like at 41, still that little hot spot at the intersection of 41 and Cortez on the northbound side. But 301, State Road 70 moving along well. Sarasota roadways are still clear. No accidents, no slowdowns. And Venice and Northport are also moving along well. In health news this morning, bariatric surgery is the standard for weight loss when all else fails. But that same surgery is now the most effective treatment for type 2 diabetes. ABC 7's Alex Redmond has a story.
Glucose, sugar, now can get down to the bottom of the small intestine, where certain signals are turned on, often for the first time in many, many years for our patients.
Patients like Lena Cooper of Parrish.
I was always a fat little pudgy little girl, and always got kidded.
Cooper was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and topped the scale at 250.
I was also diagnosed with high blood pressure, high cholesterol,
affecting her life.
It was pure HELL.
Cooper tried every diet in the book, stopped eating, even resorting to diet pills.
And it would take the weight off, but as soon as you stop taking the diet pills, boom, right back up.
Cooper turned to metabolic bariatric surgeon Dr. Joseph Chablis, a recently appointed member of Governor Rick Scott's Diabetes Advisory Council for the state of Florida.
I think the biggest issue is that people still view what we do as weight loss surgery. Bariatric surgery is weight loss surgery. What we want people to understand is it's metabolic surgery. And what we mean by that is an intentional use of surgery to eradicate a disease.
The hormonal effects of the surgery, explains Dr. Chablis, often happen independent of the weight loss. Dr. Chablis performed Cooper's procedure at Venice Regional Bayfront Health, where they received 2 national accreditations in excellence for metabolic bariatric surgery.
So in case of Lena, very simply, she has surgery. Her diabetes is in remission within 2 days. That's not a weight loss effect.
Patients with type 2 diabetes know what it's like to have to take multiple medications, but right after surgery, those patients can often throw those medications away.
Directly after. I never took any medication at all after the surgery.
And the hormonal effects on Cooper?
It reversed everything I had. From day one, I had diabetes, and I took no more medication. I had high blood pressure. I took no more high blood pressure. And basically it was the diabetes that worried me more than anything.
For more information on metabolic bariatric surgery, just go to mysuncoast.com and click on health. Reporting in Venice, Alex Redmond, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank Thank you, Alex. Well, we get health insurance to help cover our medical expenses, but could better insurance have us paying for tests that we don't even need? A recent study shows some doctors are recommending unnecessary tests that provide low-value services to their better insured patients. They're running up insurance costs. Low-value services are defined as providing little value to the patient when costs and alternatives are taken into account. Insurance claims from nearly 1.5 million people in 2013 showed that 8% of people had received these low-value services. The test accounted for $32 million in spending in 2013. September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and the Detoli Cancer Center is spreading awareness by conducting free screenings. Dozens of men came out to get screened for the disease over the weekend, and not only were they screened for prostate cancer, but also received a blood test and physical exam. The American Cancer Society estimates that 1 in 7 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime. Other than skin